Thanks for joining me. This is Danny, and welcome back to my Real Tech series. Today, we are going to take to the skies. Hooray! With an airship. We're going to be taking a look at the Viescraft Airships mod and getting ourselves up into the sky. This mod has changed quite a bit since the last time that I've played with it, so we're going to have some new stuff to take a look at. So this is the basic airship. I just crafted this recently. I'm not going to go through the exact details of the crafting recipe for you, but I'll show you it quickly and I'll show you the exact resources that I needed in order to make it. If we look in JEI, we're going to see a number of different airships here. There's actually only one that we can craft, and that is the first tier airship. We actually end up upgrading that into the higher tier airships, but for starters, we just do a couple of leads, this balloon, and these things which require a bunch of iron and redstone. And these are the resources that we are requiring for this. So it's about 31 iron, 2 diamonds, 8 leather, 35 gold, 2 slime, 7 strings, 24 cobble, 12 wooden planks. This is for pistons actually, 26 redstone, and a magma block. And that will get us this guy. So if we right click on this, we can mount it just like a boat, and actually so can somebody else. So we can take a passenger with us or an animal or something like that. And then if we hit the R key, actually in this mod pack, it is the control R key because of a conflict. I had to change it to control R. This is the GUI for the airship. So in order for the airship to fly, we do need to give it some fuel. If we do that, it'll immediately start burning the fuel. This is showing us the current piece of fuel that it's burning. This is showing us the entire fuel in the ship. And right now, with our 64 fuel, well now 63, soon to be 62, we can fly for 15 minutes. So as you can see, it burns up fuel fairly quickly in the beginning. It is also very, very slow, like really slow. We can walk faster than this, and it can go to a maximum height of 75. So this is our maximum height right here. Not terribly impressive at this point, but we can do some upgrades to the ship to make it much faster, much more maneuverable. As you can see, it has kind of slow maneuvering. That will change, and we can also get it to take us much higher in the sky. In fact, I'm going to use it later to vacuum up a lot of that pollution up there so that we can get that ugly pollution out of the skies. Also, you can see that it has burned quite a bit of fuel already. That is also going to slow down as we upgrade this thing. As soon as it starts burning a piece of fuel, it will burn it to completion. So if we exit the boat, we will see that it will continue burning until that particular piece of fuel is done, and then it will stop burning. It will stay that way until something enters the ship. So if a mob comes out here and ends up in the ship, it's actually going to start burning again. Hopefully that fly won't be able to go in the ship. I don't know how that would work. But like if a zombie or something ends up in the ship, it'll start burning fuel again. So you might want to do one of two things: either take the ship or take the fuel out of the ship, or just break the ship. So we can break this with our hand, just like a boat. We can also use an axe or a projectile, like an arrow or something, to break it. And then of course we can immediately throw it down again. You shift, right click, it'll start burning right where it left off. So that in that way we can preserve the fuel. There are 4 different types of upgrades that we can give this ship. Oh, actually, I suppose I could tell you how to control it too, right? So it's WASD. It's basically just like the boats. So you W to go forward, and A and D to go left and right. Obviously, to go up, you hit space, which we can't do now because there's no fuel in there. But we can float around with it without fuel. To go up, you hit space. To go down, you hit X. If you're used to creative flight, do be careful not to hit the shift key to dismount. To go down, because that will make you dismount and then you will fall and it will hurt. There are 4 different types of upgrades we can add to the balloon. There's a core, a frame, an engine, and a balloon. If we hold shift, it'll tell us what they do for us. But essentially, we have to upgrade the core first. We cannot upgrade anything else until we upgrade the core. The core basically limits how high of a tier we can do everything else. So when we do a tier 1 core upgrade, which is made like so, it then brings the airship itself up to tier 1. So that means we can now add the frame upgrade, the engine upgrade, and the balloon upgrade. All of the upgrades will add some customization options. So now that we've added the core upgrade, we can do different frames, such as the studded frame. We can change the way the engine looks. We can change the way the type of balloon that we have. So this is where we choose. If you remember, in the old Viescraft, we had 4 different types of balloons that we could craft from the beginning, or 4 different types of airships. Now they're all the same ship, but we just choose that in here, which one we want to use. So when we upgrade the frame, the airship will move faster. So this is basically our speed upgrade. When we upgrade the engine, it will use less fuel. So this is our efficiency upgrade. When we upgrade the balloon, that's going to let us go higher. So you can see right now it's telling us up here in the GUI that we have a maximum height of 75. If we add this, it now brings us up to 100. There are 5 tiers in total. And to do all of the first tiers, now of course you don't have to do them all. You can do whichever upgrades you feel like, depending on what properties you want the airship to have. But this is the cost if you want to do the first tier all at once. So just as a side note, you need to make 19 logic chips in order to do all the upgrades. It's 30 redstone, 13 leather, 11 gold, 32 iron, 1 blaze rod, 1 magma block, 2 diamonds, so another 2 diamonds, 3 glass, some string, and some cobble. Now, as we get into higher tier upgrades, they are going to get more expensive. Most of the base ingredients are the same except for these 2. So all of the first tier ingredients had iron there. And all the other ingredients are the same. As we go up, we move up to gold, and then diamonds, and then emeralds, and then eyes of ender. So each tier is going to cost us all this stuff, except in place of 8 iron, it'll be either gold, diamonds, emeralds, or nether stars. Or not nether stars, eyes of ender. So now let's see how our ship runs. So you can see we can now run longer on 57. Before, I think it was like 15 minutes for a stack, and now it's going to be like just over 20 minutes for a stack. And now we're going a little bit faster. So this is the point where since I have limited resources at this point in the game, I would look at the different upgrades and I would make some decisions about which ones I want to upgrade. I'm not going to fully upgrade this thing in my survival world right now, but we are going to pop into a creative world later to look at a fully upgraded airship just to see what kind of performance we get from that. So look at this, we can see our whole city. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change something in the ship. Oh, we can't change anything. So yet to change anything, whether it be like all these customizations, to change like the type of ship we have, the frame, the colors, the designs, and all that stuff, the airship is very, very customizable, but we do need redstone in order to make the customization. So it actually consumes redstone every time we make a change. So I'm going to go grab some redstone so that we can make one little change or a couple little changes to the ship to make it look nicer. And of course this is just aesthetics. It doesn't actually change like the performance of the ship. But one thing it does change is oh wow, I'm really low on redstone. Oh boy, this is going to eat up all our redstone. I'm going to have to go mining for redstone after this. But the good news is I'll be able to take the ship to get there. So we go into redstone and we can throw 100 redstone in here. For tier 1, actually at the base tier, before we upgraded the core, we could only put 50 redstone in here. We can now, every time we upgrade the core, it increases the amount of redstone that we can put in there. So now we can go in here and we can say, let's change the type of balloon. So I want to change it to the Viescraft because that's my favorite. One of the reasons I like the Viescraft is because the visibility is good. You don't have balloons on the side of you like this, which make it hard for you to see over the edge. And I just like the look of it better than the Weistenberg. It has more of a steampunk look. Which, oh, whoops, okay. Viescraft. Oh, it costs 100 redstone. Oh, darn it. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have more redstone before we do that. So what we'll do for now is we'll go into third person. So we can take a look. So I'm probably going to do 1 or 2 more speed upgrades on this for now. And I don't know what else. Probably fuel upgrades because it still burns fuel pretty quickly. And if we want to go a long distance, it's going to cost us a lot of fuel. And I'll probably do balloon upgrades too, which I guess means I'm gonna have to do all the upgrades, because then I have to do the core upgrades for all of them. But we'll see. I'll probably do 1 or 2 more balloon upgrades. So now there's another upgrade mechanic that the balloons have. Actually, let's go all the way up so we can see. So you hit once you hit your maximum, it kind of bounces along the top. If you try to go up further, you can see it'll kind of bounce up and down a little bit. But there are ways that we can make the balloon faster, and make it go higher, and make it use less fuel. And there's also another couple of nice cool options that we can do with modules. So modules are other upgrade things that we can stick under this module thing. So there are several different modules. There's altitude modules, there's speed, storage, which adds storage basically to, obviously storage, to the, you know what, let's go down so that we're not wasting fuel. So I'm pressing X right now, just so you know. So be very careful about that. It's a very common mistake for people to accidentally hit shift. So I'm going to go in here, I'm going to take out the fuel so that we can sit in the ship without burning fuel and look at some stuff. So so there's speed, there's storage, there is fuel efficiency, there's music, which basically gives you kind of a jukebox in here where you can select whatever music you want to listen to. And it's kind of cool. We'll take a look at all of these modules actually in creative mode. There's a cruise control and water landing and infinite fuel, which basically makes it so it doesn't burn fuel, but it does make it considerably slower. And then there's bombing, which we'll take a look at in creative as well. I'm not going to do any bombing in my survival world, but we will do some bombing in our creative world because it's fun doing some bombing. Each of the modules has 3 tiers. So there's a lesser, and then a regular, and then a greater. And they have to be placed in order. So first you have to put the lesser one in there, then you have to put the regular, and then you have to put the greater one. And then once you get all the modules in there, you basically have it learn the modules, and then they're available up here, but we can only select one at a time. So for instance, if we have a speed and a altitude module up here, we can select the speed module to go across the land really quickly, but if we want to go high, like to get over a mountain or something, we'll have to then select the altitude module to get over the mountain, but then we'll lose our speed for that period of time. That does cost redstone as well. By the way, the fuel that I was burning is this stuff, Viescraft pellets. It's made with charcoal and redstone or coal, and that gives us 2 Viescraft pellets. The Viescraft pellets, you can put any fuel in here. So you can put any like furnace fuel, coal, charcoal, whatever. The Viescraft pellets, they last about 1.5 times, I believe, as long as coal and such things. But anything that you can burn in a furnace, you can put in there, and it'll burn for a relative time as they would in a furnace. I'm actually heading over to a cinnabar sample right now in order to, well, get some redstone. While we're on our way over there, we're going to be going over some water. Do be careful about water. If your ship falls in water, it'll slow it down. Eventually it will start smoking, and if it smokes for long enough, it will blow up. Possibly taking your life with it. The ship will be destroyed, and it will hurt. It won't destroy blocks, of course, because it's an explosion in water. Alright, we're here, hooray! By the way, if you do fall out of the ship, it will drift downward slowly, and it'll accelerate. Oh, look at that, there's some redstone right there. It'll accelerate as it falls, so if it's up really, 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 really high, you won't be waiting forever for it to sink down. If there's an animal in there, though, like if you fall out of your ship and there's an animal or something in the ship, it won't. It'll stay up there until it runs out of fuel, and then it'll sink down. Hooray, lots of redstone. And with my luck 3, we'll have plenty of redstone for our redstone-hungry Viescraft. Okay, I've got it loaded up with redstone. I've got an extra stack in there, too, so you can actually kind of store an extra stack, more than what it says. So now, if we go into customize, we can do lots of customization options. Now that we've upgraded all 4 of the modules, we can go into core, we can change our balloon to Viescraft like I wanted, and say apply. It's going to cost us 100 redstone, so all of our redstone that we had in there. So now we'll have to go back into the redstone and apply some more. That was like half of the redstone I just mined. And now we can make some other changes. We can change the colors. We can change the designs, the different skins. There's lots of different types of skins for the frame. And we'll take a look. Now, the higher the tier, the more available options that you'll have. Like every tier gives you some more options. Oh, I love this. All the activity in our village. These airships are pretty great. They're a lot more interesting than Creative Flight. And as expensive as they seem, they're definitely obtainable early game. Be careful about leaving your airship out when there's a thunderstorm. I don't know how much of a chance there is of it getting struck by lightning, but it happened to me once. And it was very frustrating because it was a highly upgraded one, and I had been working on it for a long time, and it got hit by lightning, and it instantly disappeared. Well, I made 2 modules, so we can take a look at how these work. I have a... Hey, how come I can't... I have a lesser altitude module, which will allow us to go up to 225, Y level 225. And then we have a speed module. Now this is going to double the base speed. So forward speed increased by +1. Actually, I'm not sure if that doubles it exactly. But obviously the altitude, now that it costs us 15 every time we change a module, it's going to cost us 15 redstone. But now we can go up to as high as 225, which means we should be able to reach this pollution. These are the first tier modules of these type. There's 3 of each. They do get expensive as you go up. So this one cost me a couple glowstone. These things each cost you an emerald and some one of these logic chips, which is a little bit of gold and redstone. When you get into the next tiers, you need the first tier one. So you actually have to craft another one because the one that you crafted is already in the machine and it has to stay in there because you have to have the first tier before you can do the second tier. So you end up having to make 2 first tier ones, and then the same recipe plus diamonds, and then the third tier is the same recipe plus emeralds. So it's the same for all of them. And then of course you have to make the second tier again, so that means more of those diamonds and more of all the other stuff from the first tier. So yeah, it does tend to add up. But look at us. We're way up here. We're way up in the sky. Nice. So now we can start sucking up some pollution. So I'm going to do a little bit of spring cleaning here. Spring is almost over. It's almost summer now. But I'm going to do some spring cleaning here. And then we're going to head into a creative world and take a look at some more modules and other options. And we're going to see the top tier of everything. By the way, the third tier... The third tier height upgrade actually makes you gives you infinite height, so you can go up to any Y level. That's the only way to get infinite height, because even if you upgrade to the top tier balloon, you still won't have infinite height, although it'll probably be higher than you will ever really need to go. But if you need infinite height, you need a module for that. You might notice I'm almost out of fuel and I'm way up here, and you might think I'm living dangerously. However, fortunately, if you run out of fuel, you just drift down nice and softly. I do have some more fuel, but it's a different kind of fuel than what I'm running right now. It's just charcoal as opposed to the Viescraft pellets. Just because charcoal is a renewable source for me right now, where redstone is a little harder for me to come by, actually. Okay, so actually we should be able to go in there. But actually I'll show you. So we're running out of fuel. We're out of fuel. And now we're just drifting down. So like the balloon, because we have a balloon above us, we're not just going to go dropping to the ground. Some of the modules do have some negative effects as well. There's like a trade-off with some of them. Storage module will slow you down by 30%. The cruise control will also speed you down, or slow you down until you get to the highest tier. That one doesn't slow you down at all. Well, welcome to my test world, and here's my fully upgraded airship. It is called Danny's Airship. So we're upgraded to the 5th tier in all cases. We have all of the modules. And currently, the bomb module is selected. So we'll take a look at how this thing performs. So you can see our height, our max height is 200, and that's with the tier 5. This is our top speed. You can see we're turning much faster, and we're also moving much faster. Whee! With the bombing module, if we go into our thing, you can see that we have an inventory for bombs here. There are 3 different types of bombs. There's like regular bombs. Actually, let's bring this up. There are small bombs, big bombs, and scatter bombs. Switch back and forth between unarmed and armed. So when we are armed and we hit the C key, a bomb will drop. It looks pretty cool. And it does an explosion that's about equivalent to TNT. And then if we do a bigger bomb, a big bomb, this one is about equivalent to 2 TNTs, or about twice the size of TNT. Nice. And then the scatter bomb is crazy. If you are a server owner, probably want to disable these. I probably will on mine. Actually, I might disable all the bombs. But anyway, so you do that, and the scatter bomb basically goes down. It does an explosion, and then it kind of sends explosions off in a couple different directions. So like if you do it on the side of a hill or something, like over here, you could potentially end up with multiple explosion sites. Okay, that wasn't a very good example. Let me see if I can get it right on the edge of this hill. Like sometimes it'll shoot one off in a different direction. But okay. So those are the bombs. Greater altitude, which we already looked at. This will give us infinite height. Greater speed. Of course we want to see this, right? So this is basically the max speed. So we're at tier 5 and we have the greater speed speeding us up. It's pretty fast, as you can see. If we go down to the ground, you'll be able to see a little bit more clearly how fast we're going. You can see that we turn a little bit more sharp. So storage. Oh, actually, we'll just take a quick peek at the storage. This gives us storage. We can put stuff in there. That's the greater storage. The lesser one gives us 1 row, the regular one gives us 2, and then the greater gives us 3. And if we switch our module, it'll just pop that back into our inventory. And fuel efficiency obviously makes it more fuel efficient. So it's now running for 3 hours and 20 minutes on 53 fuel. Greater music. That gives us a jukebox. Cruise control basically makes it so that when you hit the W key and once you reach top speed, you can let go of the W key and you'll just continue going at that speed. And then you hit S to stop. Water landing. Let's check this out. I mentioned earlier that if your boat lands in the water, if your ship lands in the water, it will blow up eventually. Or it'll move really, really slow. If you have the water module, obviously that is not going to be the case. It's going to float on top of the water. Oh, that's weird. Look at that, it doesn't break lily pads like boats do. So we can just fly right through the lily pads. Whee! So that's water landing. Music. When we go to the main menu, we can see that we have kind of the jukebox here. We can have it play random music and then say play. And it's going to play Minecraft music for us. And we basically have the entire library, if we look at choose music, to choose from. And what's cool is if you're flying through the sky and there's somebody below you, they'll hear the music directionally as you fly by. Because it does play the music around the airship, like in the vicinity of the airship. Whee! Well, I added a little bit of bling. It's about all I could afford. I've got the Viescraft logo. Oh, and it's called the Dannycron now. Some of you may know where that name comes from. There's a little history with that name. So in the coming episodes, we are going to be getting into some cars. And we're also obviously going to be building some roads in order to support them. And we're going to do a project with automated redstone. I would like to get into the rustic mod very soon. And of course we did our airships. And very soon I'd like to do the Main Street builds as well. So I do hope you join me for that. If you do have any questions, comments, ideas, or if I missed something, or if you just want to say hi, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy this, don't forget to click the like button and click the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And join me next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Today, we are going to take to the skies. Hey. What? Let's do that over. Cut.